The last day of school. It was the last day of third grade, and my classmates and I had finished cleaning out our desks. Our teacher, Mr. Brown, has passed out the summer reading list. We had even shared our goals for the summer. Mine was to go fishing during my family's camping trip. What next? I wondered, tapping my feet impatiently at my desk. Mr. Brown stood up and cleared his throat loudly. "Now's the time you've all been waiting," he announced. "Is it summer now?" I asked, and my classmates burst out laughing. Mr. Brown chuckled too, but he shook his head at me. "Almost," he said. "But first it's time to hand out yearbooks," and one shared, including me, had completely forgotten about the yearbook. Last year I only asked the other kids in my own class to sign. This year my goal was to collect all the third graders' signatures. I watched excitedly as Mr. Brown produced a tall stack of yearbooks from a box under his desk. When Mr. Brown handed me my copy, I skimmed through the pages. I spotted a picture of Marisol next to me at recess. I hurried over to her desk and asked, "Marisol, will you sign my yearbook?" "Of course," Marisol replied. She took her special pink pen out of her backpack just for the occasion. She even dotted her I in her name with a heart. Not everyone's signature was as fancy as Marisol's. Still, pretty soon, I got my whole class and Mr. Brown to sign my yearbook. The signatures crisscrossed every page, like footprints on a hiking trail. "Okay, class, now it's time for the kickball game," Mr. Brown said. "Perfect," I thought, leaping up from my chair. "The rest of the third graders can sign my yearbook at the game." We all lined on the playing field and waited for our turn to kick. As the game went on, I asked the other third graders for their signatures. I was so focused on my goal, and I hardly noticed when Frankie scored the winning run. By then, I had all the third graders' signatures in my yearbook except one. John Morgan has hurt his knee sidling into home plate at the start of the game. He had gone to see the school nurse and had not come back. "All right, kids, school out for summer," Mr. Brown exclaimed. "Thanks for a great year and have a wonderful vacation, everyone." I could see parents' cars lining up in the parking lot for pickup. Suddenly, I wasn't ready for summer vacation yet. Instead, I ran like Gwen to the nurse's office. John was sitting on the cot of his head in one hand. The other, he held a bag of ice with his hand. "Hi, John," I said, skidding noisily into the nurse's office. John looked up and gave me a tiny, farewell smile. "Would you please sign my yearbook?" I asked, thrusting the book forward. John's smile transformed into a broad grin. "Yes, but only if you sign mine," he bargained, and I nodded. We traded our books. I opened his and saw only a few names scattered here and there. When I looked over at John, he was running his fingers all over my signatures. "I wanted to have everyone sign my this year," he said sadly. Then it got stuck in here. His shoulders lumped in disappointment. His smile had turned back into a frown. "I know what we can do," I told him. "My parents and I can have a big birthday party in July. If you come, you can have lots of kids sign it there." "Really?" John asked. His whole face lit up again. "Definitely," I declared, nodding with enthusiasm. "That would be great," he said. Together, John and I walked out of the nurse's office and into a long-awaited summer vacation. I left school this year with a full yearbook and a new friend. Not a bad way to start summer, don't you think?